Ooh. Hey,
Wait, what?
welcome to Babetalk. For anyone that was previously watching, we had some technical difficulties, but we are back and we are starting from scratch for the new viewers here. All right, so today we have Ryan and Jeff from Currents.
Hello. Hi.
And joining us is going to be the lovely Melissa Schwan
Hi.
and the lovely Sarah Laxford.
Hi.
Ollie, our head babe in charge, is sadly having technical difficulties, so he will not be on this week's episode, but we are going to troop on. Now, to start off, would you guys like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what Currents is.
Okay.
I'm Jeff. I play drums, and Currents is a metal band from Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start off by asking how everyone's day was, once again. All right. So let's start off with Brian and Jeff. Feel free to go into the week if you want. We have plenty of time to talk.
Well, last week we played a show in Massachusetts. That was a lot of fun. And then we're not on tour right now, so we kind of just went back to our shitty lives outside the band. So it's been kind of I don't know, just boring. I mean, we're preparing for this new release and everything, so that's taken up a lot of our time. So other than that, working
Pretty much.
So.
All right. Melissa?
Well, yeah, working, making money, attempting to, working out. This coming up week, I'm actually super excited. Besides, there's this really huge show with a bunch of local bands at a local venue. But Looking for Alaska is being filmed in Michigan, and they have open call for extras on Saturday and Sunday. And I think I'm going, and I'm actually super stoked.
That's so
All right.
cool.
Now, for those who don't know at home, what exactly is Looking for Alaska?
Looking for Alaska is a book by John Green. I haven't read it in a long time, so my mind might be fuzzy. But it's where this kid goes to college. He finds this, meets this girl. He falls basically madly in love with her. And then she just disappears one day, which basically like almost how every John Green book is. But yeah, and then he has to like put the pieces back together, which sounds like the movie that just came out. So
I think that's
by
every
John
Green
Green.
book.
Yeah, that's
What?
like
Like
every
that.
John Green book ever.
Exactly. But it's really good. I highly recommend everybody read it because it's cool.
All right. Awesome. Sarah?
Just been like packing still. What did I do last week? I got to take pictures of James's band. It was a really weird bar. And it was an experience. I was not prepared for what happened. We had some really interesting bands play.
I know what happened. You can go into the story without naming names if you really want to.
Okay, so this band opened up, and like I put up with a lot of like stupid jokes and like whatever that bands make while I'm shooting. I don't care. I go up to shoot this one band, and I was like, yeah, this will be fine. And all of a sudden, the guy in the front row goes, hey, I think I just saw your dick to the singer. And I was like, well, I do not want to do this. And turned around and left, and the guy's response to that was, hey, my penis just wanted to say hello. And I was like, I think I'm going to stop shooting. I'm going to head to the back. I'm going to tap out of this one. So it was a real weird night.
Same.
I can confirm that it was a crazy night. And Sarah is our local photographer for Babetalk, and she's put up with some shit. And we love her for it. But yes, she's cool. And also, Ollie from the sidelines is asking Sarah if all your stuff fits in your backpack for college.
Yeah, everything. My entire room fits in my backpack.
All right. So my week, my band, besides doing this lovely Babe Talk thing, I play in a band with some people I go to school with. and they came down from bumblefuck nowhere to Long Island so we can play a bar show, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Besides, like, the stress of booking a last-minute show, like, we had another show in Long Island that got canceled, and we had to book this last minute, but it turned out great, and it was very fun, and we would definitely recommend to do it again. All right, so let's move on to some topics like we were last time. Let's start off with something a little bit different. Now, as some people in the pop punk realm might know, the Wonder Years' latest album ended up leaking, and it leaked a few weeks early, and a lot of people were pissed about it. And it led to basically a ton of a debate about whether leaks can be necessary, leaks are like useless, if it hurts or harms the band, and we basically want to get what your thoughts on it are. Current, what are your thoughts on album leaks in general? I'm sure you guys have been impacted by it in the past. If you haven't, it may happen in the future. But do you think it's harmful? Do you think it's like useful? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, yeah, kind of sucks a lot. I mean, we work really hard on an album, and then to have it kind of, come out early, really first, the first week sales, kind of blows. But I mean, I don't know if you guys know what that was like, lost at all. Like,
I mean, that was released by ourselves. Like, we didn't have like a label or anything on that. So
yeah, exactly. There wasn't like a bunch of people with hands on it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like, okay, fine.
But we show like our close friends like our music, and sometimes it does get out, and we do find it on like download links, like unfinished music that like we didn't finish yet. Like it's not like an official release or anything. So it's kind of annoying, and I don't know.
It just means like you should be more. I mean,
just be more considerate of the bands, I guess. Like that's what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're gonna, I mean, there's nothing wrong with like. I mean, in a way, it kind of helps because it's like, okay, maybe it's someone that wouldn't normally check your band out and they wouldn't normally buy it.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they'll dig it enough to like actually buy it, and, like listens on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that. Do some YouTube videos. I mean, for smaller bands, it's definitely cool, but like for the bigger ones, I definitely like maybe see it sucking really bad.
Us being a smaller band, by the way.
Yeah, like we don't. It doesn't really matter if it was right now. Like,
Yeah. Really cares.
Yeah, exactly. No one really cares.
So.
All right. So, Melissa, Sarah, do you have any additional thoughts?
Well, for me, when I think of leaking an album, I feel like that's like a site leaking a tour early. It's not your right to say. It's not your right to leak the music because it's the artist's work, and it's like, oh, this is my baby, I kind of want to show it type thing. So I think it's disrespectful, but at the same time I understand if you have your hands on it. It's like, oh, hey, music. But personally, I don't really partake in the leaking, and I'm one of those people anyway where I'm oblivious until the actual CD comes out on Spotify or iTunes or in the stores.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I didn't even know it really actually leaked until today.
Yeah, same here.
Kind of speculation that it was leaking, and it was like, hey, if you get the leak, don't do anything with it. And I had no idea. But I agree with like the whole, if it's a small band, it's like kind of okay. It's kind of, not okay, but it's, it opens the doors for new people to be listening to it. But it's still not cool unless like you've talked to the band, because I know there are some situations where like they're like, yeah, why not leak it? Whatever, we don't care. But it is, in my mind, if you're just leaking it and like you're supposed to be their friend or just somebody that they trusted with this information and this link and this stuff, then that's kind of not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely like breaching a band's trust like that. It's not cool. Don't do that. Don't leak albums. But there's also another interesting argument that I saw that came up in all of this was basically people that pre-ordered the album downloaded the leak because they already supported the band. There are some people that were okay with this, but there are other people that think that the people downloaded in the leak, even with that, is still harming the artist in the end. Do you think that even if an artist, I mean, even if a fan pre-orders the album and downloads the leak, do you think that's still okay?
I mean, just from our, yeah, I really can't do much about it, but like from our experience, like we did do pre-orders for our last album, and like people did get their CD before, like, you know, the online sales went, and like the day of, like there was like a million links to like free music downloads for our album. So I was like, whatever, they bought it, but now like a million other people, well, not a million, but like, you know, maybe 10 other kids have the album for free now, and that could have been 10 more sales or something like that. But I think too, it's not really all about the money, I guess, but if you're in a band, you're trying to like get signed, or you're trying to whatever, like your first week album sales like really do matter, and that's kind of what it's all about, actually. Like, it depends on your touring or what tours you get, and just, you know, how much you're worth, pretty much. So
yeah, it's the difference between yeah and FU.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
And do you two have any of other perspectives on that?
I mean, I was gonna say something before. I totally forgot.
Oh, I meant Melissa and Sarah. My bad.
Oh.
I mean, if you have more to add, that's completely fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, I have to leave, dude.
I forgot the world. I forgot the world doesn't revolve around.
No, I don't get why you would do that. If you have the pre-order already and it's only like a week, like I get being excited, but like you're gonna get it in a week. Like, relax, it's okay.
Now, my question is does the leak come from the original content? Because I feel there might be some sound quality issues potentially with the leak versus a potential CD, because I know that once you download a copy of a copy of a copy, after a while it loses all quality. But when you go straight from CD or straight from the actual download to your ears, it's completely different. I don't really know how a leak works in that way, though.
No, I think it depends on the actual user, like how they're uploading music, how they ripped it off the CD and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and like there's our albums up with like the shittiest quality you've ever heard, and we're just like, here's the real link to the download. You can just have the real one for free. Like, don't listen to that one.
Exactly. So it's like, what's the purpose? I don't know. I think it's stupid, but
Yeah, like, I mean, sometimes high quality leaks do happen off the bat, but I do think that you should just wait for the final product.
Yeah.
Support artists, support your scene, support good people. Although I think I was joking around once with some people that, like, if an artist brags about money, I would just download it illegally from there, because, like, you're bragging you're rich and I'm not, so why not?
Yeah, like bands like us don't make money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if they're like, you could be a band. I'm not calling them out like in a bad way, but it's just like a lot of these bands, like Hundredth, their clothing, like their merch is like a clothing line now, and like that's their income, and they're a good band too. But you got to be smart, I guess, if you want to do this for a living. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Franz is a millionaire and he's in a metalcore band, so
Yep.
I don't know. It depends. All right. So moving on to a bit of a different topic. A lot of people in the metal scene are going to know about this, but Northlane and Volumes, at first it seems like they had a lot of beef, because Volumes tweeted at Northlane what it's like to be the Australian Volumes. And then Northlane basically snapped back and then some. And then it just escalated from there. A lot of fans were either pissed, intrigued, or just plain confused. And it ended up leading to this giant tour announcement. It's a co-headlining tour between Northlane and Volumes, with Cane Hill and Cold Rain as support. Now, the main question that has come from this is pretending to have beef a professional way of promoting a tour. A lot of people thought it was unprofessional and have, at least in the comments section, said that they are no longer a fan of the bands because of this. What are your guys' take on this?
I don't know. I don't know why anybody cares so much.
Seriously, anybody in their right mind that read those tweets and stuff, especially like knowing the bands and they, played shows together before in the past, it just wasn't real. Like I knew immediately. I don't know why people thought that was real for like 1 second. I don't know.
It's plus it's kind of hard to get people involved and stuff like that too. So I mean, in my opinion, it's a good idea to rile people up.
I thought that was like the best marketing strategy I had ever seen, personally. So.
But if someone's not really paying attention, and they just see that, and then they don't see the tour announcement because they just don't care, then they're just still gonna be like, oh man, like this band shitting on this band. I hate them both now, and they're just gonna keep that forever, and not know that it was fake. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think in the whole, it's not.
I would do it. Yeah, I would do it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Start some fake,
Absolutely. I mean, there's been the Acacia Strain and Mirror thing. I mean, that was kind of real, I guess. But then they ended up touring together years later, and that tour was amazing. Oh. So it's like, I don't know. Got to look at it that way, I guess. But I don't know. I just find it funny. I love reading the comments. Like, oh, I'm gonna throw out all their merch. Just like,
yeah, it's kind of funny to see like people's reactions a little bit.
Good, like give it to me, send it to me. Here's my address. I'll take it.
All right, for sure. Melissa, Sarah.
I'm not sure if you could see my face, but the moment that you said that they announced the tour, I was like this because I am a sucker for marketing schemes. If you can, I'm a huge supporter. If you find a way to market something without hurting anybody, more power to you. That is an excellent marketing scheme. If it's unique, I personally haven't seen it done before. It might have been, I don't know. But my thought is all these kids that are saying like, oh, I'm going to throw away their merch or I'm not going to listen to them. Why is my question. If you really like them, like, are you even fans, I guess? Like,
absolutely not. I'm just going to weigh in there. People that are saying that they're not going to listen to them anymore, like, they're not fans.
Like, that's completely stupid. Like, if two of my favorite bands, like, were in beef, heck, Blink-182 is in beef with itself, and I'm still supporting them. Like,
I'm over that now, but
too.
Tom already left the band like 15,000 times, so.
Oh, no, they still have my heart.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all about the music.
I totally agree that this was, like, a really good idea, because, like, I don't pay attention to any of this, and I was paying attention, because it was interesting. I was like, oh, these people are fighting, and then it was a tour, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, it got people interested, it got people listening, and like, if you're really like somebody who was dedicated to the band, just like you guys said, like, you're not a fan if you're throwing it out because they like fake fought.
So
yeah,
stupid.
Both those bands probably sold more CDs and merch in that week than they did.
Yeah.
The last 6 months probably. So.
Like, good for them. That's so
that was a really good idea.
cool. Yeah.
I mean,
oh man, I could go for some more things.
It just goes to show how a simple marketing scheme can pay off. On that note, there have been many marketing schemes that I have seen in this whole entire music industry, whether it's this scene, the pop scene, the rap scene. Are there any marketing techniques or schemes that you have seen that have stood out to you besides this? It can be in any scene you want. Something that caught the hook of someone.
This rapper Hobson, he like talked about how he's like, I quit rap, blah 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 blah. He like runs a label and stuff like that. And then he just was like left it at that. He's like, I quit rap, sorry. And then it was just like left it like sitting for like a week, and then was like, he posted a video like why I quit, and then the video was just like, hi, I didn't quit, a new album coming out in like 2 months. Or, just like something to get people's attention, Like there's so like everything's so clogged. So like every scene is congested, rap, metal, everything. Yep. So it's like to rein people's attention in, you gotta do is like
you gotta do some weird shit.
Yeah, you gotta get weird. And scare people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of nuts.
Oh, like the wait, was it Upon a Burning Body?
Oh yeah, where he was like
he got kidnapped or something, or was like missing. I don't know.
Yeah, he went missing.
That shit was like everywhere.
Oh yeah,
everywhere. I think that made it to like a news channel.
It did. I mean, that was kind of bad. That was kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, I distinctly remember when that happened. I was at my college orientation. I was looking at my phone, and I saw that. And it's like, nope, he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
And that was kind of tasteless. I think that's a marketing scheme gone wrong because they didn't gain anything from it. Like, yeah, maybe.
I mean, yeah, in the end, but then they also lost a lot of people's respect too, which kind of sucks. There's a line, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just want to mention the whole after the burial thing with Justin Lowe, where he said, they couldn't find, like, he went missing, and then people were out there being like, oh, blah, 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 just a marketing scheme, all this stuff. And then it's like...
Yeah, well, after I read that thing, I was like, ooh, this is real.
I know, and then it makes it hard to take, like, real problems seriously when stuff like that happens. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, yeah. That was just a mess situation. There are people that still think it's a marketing stunt to this day, which is kind of sad.
That's real, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, it's awful. Like, I still feel really bad. Like, they're, like, probably one of my favorite bands, too. I'm not just saying that, but it's just, like, it sucks. It definitely sucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To get back onto a lighter topic, Melissa, you were saying how much you love marketing schemes. Are there any that come to mind for you?
I'm going to probably get massive hate on this, but I'm going to give two examples. It's the same type of strategy, so to say, but I love the idea of creating a huge persona and getting either like crap for it and be like, yo, this is a persona. Like, for example, Kesha and Franz. Like, they're known for, Kesha's known for being sleazy, and that's the type of music that she plays, but she's actually a complete genius, and she says the reason that I chose this was because I know this is what people want, this is pop music, it's catchy, and it's a persona that is glorified in the pop realm, and she did excellent at that. And I guess like Franz is the same way because he's known for being controversial and for being kind of an asshat. But the thing is that he draws people to that. And it's interesting to me how somebody can completely change your persona and be two completely different people, like a stage performer and then just your normal self, and you draw a completely different crowd. It's completely amazing. That, and I love the idea how Drake dropped his album without any notice. I thought that was pretty cool.
So the secret album thing?
Yeah, because I don't really know, but I feel like that would get a lot more weak sales than anything. I don't know. I'm not that much of a marketing guru, even though I majored in it, but I think that was really, really cool. So.
It was a great idea, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Sarah, do you have any that come to mind?
Okay. My roommate has this theory about the Drake and Nicki Minaj friendship, and that it was entirely a marketing scheme to get you to pay attention to both of them at the same time.
Ooh.
And I kind of agree, and I totally see it. And I'm also a really huge fan of what the 1975 does, even though I still have no idea what's going on. They came out with all these weird handwritten flyers that were like, we're changing, this is going to be different. They had drawings that were really cryptic. It didn't make any sense. And they put dates. There were a distinct date that like all these things were going to happen. I don't even know what happened. I have no idea. But I paid attention, and I was really, really interested in where it was going to go. And now I'm interested to see what their new album is going to be like. Is it really a change? What really happened? Did they lose a member? Like, what's going on? The same thing with 21 Pilots. They had the Blurry Face Twitter account that tweeted really weird, cryptic stuff for a while. And I don't know, I like creepy things, so I'm going to pay attention to creepy things. And it drew me in. Scary things that sound like that pulls people in. That's why horror movies do well.
For sure. I mean, speaking of scary things, I don't know how many people know of this band, but there's a band called Dark Complex out right now. And before that, they were known as Widow. And yeah, back in October, they had like released a single or two. You know, they were just kind of like doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, they like started posting these cryptic notes that almost sounded like the dude was like not in a good position in life, and like it was basically like the theme of these notes was like the end is here. And all of a sudden, the day after the last note is revealed, they not only reveal their name change, they reveal their new EP, and that they signed to a major label. All and like it gathered the interest of everyone. And like the singer went all out. He was like acting on it on his Ask FM. He was tweeting, and it just like caught the attention of everyone. And it was brilliant. It was like done really well. And I can't wait to see what that band does next.
Yeah, I remember that. People thought he was going to kill himself. They were like, oh my god, don't do it. Like, people were actually, like, messaging him and calling him and stuff, like, freaking out, like, the day that they announced it. It was messed up. But I was following it too, so.
It definitely, like, came close to pushing boundaries, but the payoff, I think, was worth it in the end. And they gained a lot of new fans from it. And he's still alive, which is also cool.
That's how I found out about them, too.
Yeah. All right. So for everyone watching right now, we have Ollie live tweeting right now. He's live tweeting the show. Go tweet at him. Tweet some questions that you have from Currents that you might want to ask later. It's going to be really fun. All right. So, and also, your tweet might get read aloud if it's funny enough. We shall see. All right, so moving on to a topic that we were talking about a little bit before we crashed. As you guys know, Under Oath reunion tour, playing their 2 best albums back to back. I don't know how many people was watching before, but we were discussing what some bands we would like to see come back and do a reunion tour. So we're just going to kind of restart on that tangent a little bit. Yeah. If that's okay with everyone here.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so let's start off with the Dudes and Currents.
What were the bands that you said before?
Oh, God.
Literally all of them. I remember with the punches. That would be
Wait.
Cool.
I said
Hostage Calm.
Oh.
Also, yeah, Hostage Con. They just stopped, but
also, 1 second. I forgot to mention our Twitter handle. It's at Babetalk Show. Thank you, Ollie. Continue.
So Rooks, Hostage Calm. Original Blink-182.
Oh yeah.
Never gonna happen though.
No disrespect. They gotta do what they gotta do. But who else? There's gotta be some other bands that like I used to like that aren't a band anymore.
All these like old Christian metal bands.
Oh, like the Old Still Remains.
Yeah, like Old Still Remains. Yeah. Probably like. I mean, obviously, it probably would never happen, but I mean, as I die, that would be cool.
Oh, dude.
I mean, everything aside, the music was sick. That was like the first huge show I ever went to, so that would be cool.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah. I miss Hostage Calm. The one Hostage Calm. They were supposed to play a fest at my college, and then they died. Yeah. And I'm still sad about it.
Yeah.
They died.
Rest in peace.
They like died out of nowhere, and I'm still hurt. It was like they just like released their best album, and then just like, nah, we're done.
Yeah, Die on Stage was great, and then they had their last show at Toads, and I did not go, and totally regret it. Yeah.
Didn't speaking of like rest in peace for bands in Fireworks tweet recently, like, hey, we're not dead, relax. Like, I feel like I read that today. That
I did too.
Tweeted, like, stop saying rest in peace. Like, we're okay.
That's funny though.
Oh, I wish Weird Al Yankovic would come back and do a tour. He's like done. He doesn't do anything. I went to more Weird Al shows when I was a kid than like anything.
I knew about him, but I mean,
don't laugh at me. This is
I was like a showgoer when I was like a fan of him.
My dad would bring me because like I liked one song, so my dad thought that was like the best thing ever. So he just took me to like every show that like he came around here.
Just eat it.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, that's good. Yeah, I'm sorry you had to know that now. So,
Yeah, good.
That's a great thing.
Instant classic. Seriously.
All right. So, Melissa, I
Okay.
already know your answer,
Yeah,
but
I
feel
have
free
some.
to.
Oh yeah, I have some more now though. MCR, because why not?
I can hear Ashley Nicole just like cheering in the distance.
I know we know Ashley.
Really?
Yeah, we know Ashley. I know Ashley. Anyways,
Yeah, she like used to be on the site and then she got an adult job and like we love her and miss her. Ashley, you're awesome. Hearts, Connecticut. But continue, Melissa.
A Trey got back together, so that was basically the one that I was super super stoked for. I would love to see No Doubt. Actually, I know they came out with an album in 2012, but I'd love to see No Doubt do a tour. When you said Christian music, I thought Amber Lynn, even though that they just broke up, but still. Oh, keep producing music, guys. That'd be great. And then my little tween heart is just screaming for back for old school Good Charlotte.
Oh my god, I wish.
I know, right? They're my absolute favorite. They were like the ones that got me. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. That was a small place in my heart.
There should be like a Bring Back the Emo Kid reunion tour, and it'll be like MCR, good old Charlotte, good old good Charlotte. I'm trying to talk, it's not working.
I don't know, that new
And then,
Waka
like,
Flocka Flame song they did was like straight flames.
I don't know if I could do that.
that would be great.
Damn.
Whoever's in charge of that, get that tour going.
I will.
Everybody back
I will.
together.
Right. For me, like I said before, a Lost for Words. They're not even technically broken up yet, but I saw their last Long Island show, and I cried many tears. And the one band, I wasn't even a fan of them when they were around. I like discovered them this year, but they're just really good, and I'm probably going to get a lot of shit. But there's this band called Scarlett O'Hara, and I'm just in love with their album. They're just like generic metalcore to the max, but I've just been digging it more than I should have for being a kid in 2015. And yeah, I just feel like every pop punk kid is judging me right now.
Dig what you dig.
Yeah.
no judgments here.
Yeah, whatever.
For sure. All right.
If you go to a lot of Weird Al shows, then maybe a little bit.
Damn it!
Just a tad. But
Bring back Weird Al tour.
That'd be
bring
awesome.
back.
I totally support that. That would be sick.
You're going
I
with
would go.
go
I
again.
would go.
Alright, sounds good.
Go ever. Like seriously, the production is amazing.
I believe you. I definitely believe you on that.
For sure.
Jeez.
All right. So, on our final topic before we get into the interview portion, and as we await for our lovely Melissa to come back from what other hell she has descended into, there's a metal band called Decapitated, and they are pulling the old Victory Records and suing their record label, Earache.
Wait, hang on, what was that?
Wait, what? Sorry.
What band was it?
Decapitated.
Oh my god, I have them on my phone.
I love them.
Yes.
Didn't the drummer die?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. But Decapitated are suing their former label, Earache Records. They haven't been on the label, but they're still going to be suing them. And it basically led to Earache removing all of their music that they had up. And basically they pulled the Day to Remember versus Victory Records, or every band versus Victory Records.
True.
But the question is that I am trying to think of on the spot eventually. Should bands be public about this type of thing, or is this a private matter that they should take like into their own hands and not try to like start drama over it? We've seen it time and time again. We've seen various issues with We Are Triumphant, with Victory, with Be Scared, and a lot of people don't think it's a professional thing. Do you think that this should be something that can be handled on their own?
Basically, I mean, with the Day to Remember situation, I remember watching an interview on it, and they were like, we didn't make it public until we felt like we had to, you know, because it was affecting the band in like a major way.
It was affecting the fans too.
Yeah, the fans. Because like they had that album done for like a year, and then the label wouldn't let them release it because they couldn't figure out the whole deal with royalties and all that. So the fact that they couldn't put it out without, you know, figuring the situation out, it kind of made sense for them to go public with it. But I don't know. I haven't looked too much into the whole situation of Decapitated. I would say it's usually probably should stay under wraps. I mean, it's stuff with like legal stuff, you know.
I think you kind of like shoot yourself in the foot when you start bashing labels and shit. So especially like if the label drops you and like you're good now, you're a solo, and like that just affects like new labels picking you up, I think.
Yeah, I feel like unless it's affecting fans, no one really cares, I guess, you know? Yeah, exactly. Kind of like with member changes, like if it's like a
huge band. Like,
yeah, if it's like a huge band, then okay, you probably want to let people know, but if it's just like
a guitar player in your band from Connecticut, like us, like no one cares.
Yeah, to a certain degree, no one really cares. But if it's like a band like A Day to Remember, and they think it's going to help them get the situation figured out so they can get the music to their fans, then okay, yeah, do what you got to do. But
yeah,
I think it's one of those things that
we probably got a little bit off topic, but
yeah, you probably want to keep it private, I guess.
I mean, like, you found something good to talk about in that. Like I said, it can be a bit unprofessional, but it depends on the situation, at least in my eyes. Do you guys have any thoughts on it, Melissa, Sarah, or if Currents wants to continue?
Well, as somebody that wants to get into the management side of the industry, I kind of actually like when I hear a reputation about a certain label because I want to make connections that will benefit me in the long run and won't put my name under hot water. But at the same time, I do believe that there is a fine line because then you can get into very, very petty details that, to be completely honest, only matters between the artist and the label. But in a huge situation like A Day to Remember that was going to come out no matter what, and it started to affect the fans. And I mean, what else can you do? And I mean, I don't know. I know that other bands on that label, I think that they've had problems as well, and it more showed in how they were putting out stuff, I guess, and how they yeah, had like a dip and
yeah, I think
you know what I mean.
I think it's like more than one side. Like I don't know. Usually when when a band's like in that kind of predicament, you really only hear from the band. The label's not going to make a statement on why they dropped the band or why the album's not being released. But a lot of the times, I'm not bashing any label. This isn't about that. Not bashing labels, but a lot of labels do. They give bands contracts that are kind of 360 deals, and when the time comes that they're actually making money, and they're not making all the money they said because they signed this contract 2 years ago, and their last album sucked, but this album is amazing. Like, then the band gets upset. Like, oh, well, we made, $3 million, and you're not giving us all the money. It's like, well, this is what you signed. So you're only getting the band side of the story, I feel, in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on the bands too. You got to know what you're getting into.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to know, yeah. And if you don't know what you're getting into, you're not ready.
Get management before you get a label. That's all I'm saying.
A band.
And when it comes to actions speak louder than words, I think. And if a company or a label is bad, then it will show, and the fans and people will know. If it's not, then it's not. I'm just a huge believer on actions speak louder than words. So yeah,
I totally agree with all that. I think it's like it's a case by case kind of thing. Like if they need to go public because it was something that was really that bad, then by all means use whatever platform to do what you got to do to keep other bands from making the same mistakes that you did. But also, you need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into and really read everything and just really, really check before you're jumping headfirst in.
You remember that whole thing that happened with In Numbers? That band In Numbers, they won that The Road to the Sphinx.
Yeah.
And
They
that,
didn't like the deal, right?
dude. All I have to say is like that kid did not need to do that. That's just my opinion.
Wait, Numbers or In?
What exactly happened? 'Cause
Oh, it was Numbers.
Or Numbers. I'm not in Numbers. Numbers.
Yeah, In Numbers is one of the first bands.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. If you're watching.
Yeah.
They're not watching. But no, there's another band called Numbers where there was three bands that won the Road to the Sphinx tour. That means you get like a record deal, you get all this crazy shit or whatever. And to any other band, that's like a dream come true. But this band, I guess, looked into the contract a little bit deeper. They got lawyers involved, and all they had to do was say no, and they kind of just like ruined their own reputation. I feel like that's why I just think that like legal matters and stuff that are happening in bands like need to stay in the band. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's kind of.
It got to the point. It got to the point where like Stray from the Path called them out.
Yeah,
I think I remember that happening.
A lot of bands called them out.
Like every Sumerian band ever.
Even the label actually said something because this, that caught on. They're like, oh, like labels are just throwing 360 deals everywhere. And if you look at it, what he was upset about, from what I read, was that the label owns the music. Which, in any case, that's what's going to happen. That's what a record label's there for. Like they own the creative process of the music. Like anything you write for that label, they own it. And in his mind, that wasn't fair, but that's what record labels do. Unless I don't really know of any other record label that would
not do that.
I guess, because then I can just turn around and be like, "It's my money, it's my music, I'm taking it. It did well. You don't get any money."
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just sue for it, or you could just sue them for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was just a really dumb situation. You could tell that they like had no idea what they were doing in that whole entire thing, and it just like reflected poorly on them. And I haven't heard from them since, sadly, which sucks because their music was really cool. And like, if they were smarter about it and played their cards right, they could have been big.
Yeah.
Can we talk about buying Facebook likes?
Yes, go for it.
I think that's fucking stupid.
I agree.
What is that gaining for your band or your business buying Facebook likes? If you think about it, it's just a number. But if those people aren't responding to whatever you're posting or whatever, like especially when you go to release something, are they buying it? They're fake people. They're not real.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that doing for you? Like maybe Facebook likes really mattered in like 2010 or something like that, but now it's just Facebook is so shot now it doesn't matter either way. So it's like
You can have 5,000 likes, but only 20 people will listen.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, once you're a big band, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you're like Lady Gaga and you just want to put like 1,000, like 100,000 fake likes on there, just to like, be like, there you go. That's one thing. But if you're like a tiny band and you're 200 and you go to like 3,000, you're killing your reach.
yeah, and the buying the YouTube views and like I'm talking a lot of shit right now, but like I think a lot of people that are listening.
Out right now.
I'm not calling anybody out, but like from what I've seen, it's just like you're killing yourself. You're killing your band. I feel like it's so obvious. I don't know. It's work for it, guys. Like just work for it.
Yeah, it's
work
almost
for everything you have.
honestly.
So I don't know.
Yep.
Sorry
All
about
right, so we're finally going to transition away from all these topics and go into the reason why these boys are here today. Let's get into this interview, shall we? All right, so the way this is going to work is that myself, and in the order that I see them on my screen, Melissa and Sarah are each going to ask you a question, and yeah, just talk it up, come up with some cool answers that people can tweet about, specifically Ali. I know you're watching.
He called me out.
And-
I almost said check yourself before you wreck yourself, and he knew I was going to do it.
Damn. But to start off, for the people that are tuning in now, would you like to introduce yourself and talk about the band a little bit and the music and all that good stuff?
I'm Jeff,
I'm Brian.
and we're in the band Currents from Connecticut, and we have a new song coming out. Actually, he's our new vocalist.
Hi.
We have a new song coming out Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Withered, and it's going to be released on our own channel and everything. We recently just got picked up by the Artery Foundation with Kyle Westing and Scott Lee, so we're really excited about that. We're getting things rolling. But yeah, that's pretty much it for right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
We're just hanging.
All right, awesome.
Okay, so I'm from the Detroit area, so I don't know much about the Connecticut scene whatsoever. My question for you guys is there a huge metal scene in Connecticut? Or do you have to kind of fend for your own on that one? Or what's the scene in Connecticut, I guess? Yeah.
A lot of good bands, but not a lot of people, I guess. There's a lot of talent. It's just hard to get people involved. Like, the scene's pretty, I'd say music-wise, it's really good. It's just, like, no one really cares here. You know, you gotta fight real hard to get people to, like,
Come out
care.
to a show. Or
Yeah, to come out to a show or get people to care about your band. Like, you'll have, like, your little close friends or whatever that'll come, or, you know, you make friends with, like, a group of kids that go to shows, and they'll show up to whatever one, still be loyal, but it's not like you can just have, like, a local show and then have, like...
Just have random kids show up.
Yeah, just have random kids you never seen before show up. Like, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces. I mean, that's good and it's bad, too. It's, like, you don't really get a lot of new people coming into the scene, I guess.
That's why we're trying to not play Connecticut as much. Not because, like, we don't like it, just because...
you play...
Here, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a small place, too, you know, like...
Yeah.
You play one side of Connecticut, and then, you know, you go to play the other side, and, like, you won't have as good of, like, a turnout as you did because someone, like, drove out all that way to go see you.
Yeah.
It's, like, pretty much the same difference.
Yeah.
Like an hour or so.
Do you venture out to any other cities? Because I know that area is very condensed when it comes to states. So.
Yeah, we do. I mean, being a touring band is like we've never done a full U.S. tour or anything like that, but we had, like, before he was in the band and stuff, like, we would do our own DIY runs with bands like Sentinels from New Jersey, Burials from Pennsylvania, a couple other bands too. We would just do DIY stuff, just try to get promoters to book our band pretty much for nothing. But yeah, we do. We hit the East Coast. We've never been out west or anything like that, but hopefully next year that will happen.
Oh, nice. So too for you guys, that'd be really cool. Yeah.
All right. Ask this question to every band because I love hearing it. What is your craziest tour or show story? Craziest thing that's ever happened. Good, bad, the ugly.
Oh man, I wish you asked me so I could have prepared my story.
You can think about it.
You go first, Brian.
There's nothing really crazy for me. I feel like every show is, like, especially when you're, like, touring. I mean, we didn't really do too much in the way of, like, touring, especially, like, once since I joined. But every day that you have is, like, a new, like, story, you know?
Pretty much.
Like, it's anybody, I feel like anybody that's, like, been on the road, especially for, like, longer, is gonna, like, vouch for that, too. It's, like, every venue is a new story, like, but this most recent tour, like, we had a lot of, like, mishaps.
Oh my god. Alright, so, like, the first day, this was actually, like, I was really pissed off, but, like, we were on our first day of this run we were on, and we, like, parked at the venue, and our brakes just were billowing smoke. I thought the van was on fire. So, like, I freaked the fuck out, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher, ready to, like, spray this shit. And, like, this, you know, this probably isn't the craziest thing that's ever happened, but, like, this is what I can remember right now. But both of our calipers froze in the rear for some reason. And the closest place to, like, fix it was my friend's shop. It was only about, like, an hour and a half away, but it turned into, like, a 2.5-hour venture because I had to drive home with a trailer full of people, like, with a van and trailer full of people with no brakes.
Oh my god.
So we had, like, we got there and, like, they had to replace everything. And, like, we thought we were good because we got it checked out before we left, and apparently not. So,
That's insane.
yeah, everyone was buckled up for the first time.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my god.
Cool time. That was pretty time.
Pretty much every time I had a break, I was like, oh, shit!
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're gonna die, we're gonna die, we're gonna die.
But if I think of something else, there's definitely other stuff, but I just can't. You put me on the spot.
We had a cookout thing.
Sorry.
Oh,
Just shout.
Yeah, the show ended up not happening for whatever reason, and then we had some friends that came, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do something anyway." So then we went back to, it was like a skate park. So then we went to that skate park again, and then we had like a cookout. And our friend Anthony grabbed the grill. One of his friends. So,
Huh, that's fun.
All right. So my next question for you guys, Ryan, you're the newer vocalist. How has it been, adjusting to Currents? Has it been an easy transition? Has it been rough?
That guy Jeff's an asshole.
Yeah, Jeff sucks, man. But I mean, he's alright. It's been definitely interesting. Like I've been in bands before, but no band is ever like, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess challenge is a word. Like nothing's ever tested me this much. Like especially the way it works with like management and everything. It's something I've never really done before. It's something that like even if you've been in a band, like it's not the same at all. But it's nice playing shows again. It's nice being in a band again. It's nice writing music again. So I would say it's going pretty good.
And we were all friends like way before he joined anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So like I didn't have to like get to know everybody or anything like that. There's no problems with anybody. Everybody's like super cool, super nice, and friendly. So
I'm guessing. So you guys just met through the Connecticut metal scene. Has your old band like ever played with Currents in the past?
Bunch of times, yeah.
Yeah, Currents has been Currents for like I don't know, like 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah,
like that.
They've been around forever. Currents has outlasted like a lot of the bands around here, and I'm talking like as a fan too, because like I mean I liked them a lot before I joined the band. So I mean my old band would like I was in like 2 bands in the time that like Currents has been around, and like played shows with them.
We've been in like
bands.
3 or 4 bands.
Yeah, good point.
Sessions, Dark Matter, Tell My Defeat.
Yeah, exactly. Only like 2 of them actually played shows, though.
Yeah. I just named all your bands. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you did. I can't even think of all of them. I was in some deathcore band before like high school. I had to drive to Stratford every day.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I miss those bands. It was cool.
Awesome.
So let's see here. What are you? No, sorry. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Wrecked.
I had a question and then I lost it. Okay, musical influences. What are some of your musical influences on the band?
Well, this is hard to answer because our guitarist, who's not here, Chris Wiseman, he writes pretty much everything for the band. He has all the ideas. He doesn't write the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I write the lyrics.
He writes lyrics.
He writes the lyrics.
He tells me they suck and he changes them. But no. But I guess like personally, I grew up on like punk rock and like more recently I've been getting into a lot of pop punk. I've always been in the metal and stuff too, but it's such a hard question. Like so, like who's our musical influences for the band or like just in general?
I mean, it honestly doesn't matter. I mean, I guess both. Like, where do you draw your creativity from? Not more like what bands do you like collectively as a band, but is there any, like, where do you draw lyrical influences from? Where do you draw, like, drum influences, vocal influences?
Okay.
Yeah.
Vocally, I've always looked up to Ricky from This Would Be Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought his lyrics were great. His phrasing, his patterns, his placements.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah, This Is the Apocalypse. They're making a comeback, actually. We listened to some of their new music at Warped Tour, so it was pretty sweet.
Nice.
But, yeah.
But,
Vocally for me, no. It's, I mean, I have to say it, Travis Barker.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that was, like, the first drummer, like, I really got into, and then, like, more recently, you have Dan from After the Burial, who's, like, so disgusting at drum, just not even funny. You have Adam Gray, Matt Greiner, Joe Longobardi from The Feeder. Like all those guys are they're such like solid drummers, and I pretty much cry every time I watch them play. So, just because I suck and I can't play like that, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Very cool.
Okay, so you guys mentioned you were part of the Artery Foundation. What exactly is that, and what are the perks of being a part of that?
So the Artery Foundation is a full-service management company. They have bands like Chelsea Grin, Attila, Slaves. They have I don't know, their roster.
You can look at their roster up now. It's I don't know. There's a lot of great talent on there. A lot of like really, really big bands.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not being on there.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy when they hit us up about it, because we were, ever since our last album release, we've been talking to like labels and management stuff, and like we didn't jump on anything just because of all the shadiness that goes on, which we all talked about. And we just kind of like kept it to ourselves, and then we had a couple setbacks along the way, and we ended up talking to them after we were about to go with somebody else, and they offered us something better, and they had more resources and stuff. So we went with them, and they're basically putting out this single for us, and then something even better is going to happen after that's released, but we can't say.
Yeah, but as far as it's basically just, I mean, it's just that as management. It's somebody to help find you an agent so you can get on tours and stuff like that. It's somebody that can,
it's also like, because I was always the manager, like the band dad. Everyone has a band dad. Sometimes there's two, and that's never a good thing. But if there's one that, but I was always the one to like get pissed off at people when they weren't doing something, or like I'm always running around doing everything pretty much. And now that we have Kyle and Scott and stuff, they take care of all the overhead stuff, like all the business stuff, the booking of the shows for right now. And I can enjoy being in the band again, which is kind of cool. And we can actually put more, all of us can put more thought in. And, you know, when the time comes to pick like artwork or merch and stuff like that, it's not anything rushed anymore, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So
just makes it more about the music, I guess. Like,
and they really do care about the music too. Which is another thing.
And they'll handle all the business aspects of it, and then we get to focus more on like songwriting. We get to focus more on music, and we get to focus more on like our live set practicing and stuff like that. Where it's like when you're in like a completely DIY band, you're clouded by like a lot of shit basically that you have to do, and a lot of that we don't have to worry about anymore, which is really nice.
Yeah, he's you know, it's the Artery Foundation too. It's part of like Artery Recordings, and they have Artery Global, and they're all friends with everyone in the industry. So it's a good connection. You know, if we release this song and then like let's just say a label for whatever reason decides they like it and they are like, oh, like we want to, you know, work with that band or whatever, like then they can take care of that and work out the deal with them. We don't have to really.
Yeah, we don't.
They have lawyers and stuff. They have all that stuff. So like it's.
That's awesome.
So. But yeah, they're really great. Kyle Lusty and Scott Lee, if you're listening, probably not, but we love you a lot.
All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the new single. Although we don't know what it sounds like yet, what was it like writing and recording it?
The most stressful thing you have ever seen in your life.
Oh my god, yeah. Lots of edits, lots of fixes, lots of fine tuning.
We had to go back to the studio like 50 times. It was.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure it was right. We wanted to make sure that we were comfortable, that we were happy with it. Then I mean, it's not like every song is going to be like that because it's the first song back with a new singer, so you want to make sure it's perfect. You want to make sure it's exactly what you want it to be.
It's still current, but it's a little bit. It's better, in my opinion.
It's just it's current with a new guy on it, kind of a new spin. So I mean, I think people are gonna like it. If they don't like that, then we have plenty of.
If they don't like that, then just stop listening to us.
Damn, that's right. I don't know. I think mostly everyone will be satisfied, and then if not, we have plenty of other stuff. We have lots of cool new stuff.
Yeah, they're working on. So. But you can ask us questions about it. We just can't show it to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into detail about the writing and recording for some of the other stuff then?
We haven't
the old stuff?
recorded. Oh, old stuff or like new?
Wait, I'm sorry, it cut out for me for a second. What did you say?
You want to talk about the old stuff or the new stuff?
The new stuff.
Oh, so for the nude stuff, yeah, that's what I said. Nude stuff. We're all gonna be naked. But damn it, Brian. The new stuff, right? So Chris actually has his own studio, and he does record bands in Connecticut. Some from New York. He actually just had what's the singer? He actually had the whole band over. Oh, he had Oceano over his house.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty cool.
super cool.
He recorded vocals for something, but yeah, he pretty much will. He's a genius, by the way, and I'm saying that because he really is. You have to meet him. But he'll write the whole song or whatever, and he'll send it to us, and then it's on our SoundCloud, and then we get like he's just dumping songs in there. And it's not just like chicken scratch; it's like actually recorded with like MIDI drums and stuff, so we can get the idea of the whole song. And we just pretty much all of us have it open all day, and we're just listening to it, like critiquing it and seeing what we like and what we don't like. But that's pretty much it. But like when we go into the studio, recently it's been with our friend Randy Pasquarella Recordings in Hopewell Junction, New York. And for this next album, we're probably gonna have to go with another producer for it. So, but we don't know who that is yet.
Yeah. Also, quick plug: if you are watching this and you're in a band and you're around New York, go to Randy because he is the man.
Yeah, listen to any of our old stuff.
Yeah, he did all of it. Like. He did every single other band I've been in. Randy has done. He's the only other producer that I have worked with so far. Any music I've ever done that's recorded, Randy did it.
Yep.
So I don't know. He's one of the best.
He's the man.
He's the man. Check him out.
Shout out to Randy.
Shout out to Randy.
All right.
Yeah. So this kind of goes along with James's question, but you're preparing for a new single, preparing for a new album. What are some of the goals that you would like to accomplish with this record and with the future?
Rule the world. No.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Mine are very simple, actually. I'm the only original member left of this band, and this is kind of like, I'm calling it a rebirth because like a new vocalist means it really is like a rebirth. It's not the same person anymore. It's not going to be the same exact music. It's not going to be the same lyrical style and stuff like that. So, but I really want this band, and like this is a very big dream of mine. I've been to like every Warped Tour since like I can remember, and I've always wanted to be on the entire tour. Like that's my ultimate goal, like, is to play all of Warped Tour and hate myself afterwards. Oh yeah. Definitely a goal, but I also really want people to like the music. So I think that's a good goal too.
Yeah, I'd say if we're talking long term, I'm thinking like, yeah, that would be sick. Soundwave, any of those like big open air festivals, that would be super cool.
Oh, open air fest are so sick.
Yeah, exactly. We have like crazy people just watching because they're all just like chilling. But like, nah. But I mean, for the short term, I'd say just like get on the road, get around the U.S.
Absolutely.
And just,
absolutely.
I don't know. Anytime we go out for like a run or anything like that, or play a show, it's just like, oh, why can't we just have one tomorrow, next day, and the next day, and the next day? We just want to be out, you know.
So we're working towards that goal of being more of like a full-time touring band, and unfortunately we can't do that right now because we have to release another album because this dude.
I had to jump in and mess it up.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we actually got a question from Twitter.
Oh my god.
Yeah. At the Tyler O'Neill would like to know what guilty pleasure bands you guys like besides Weird Al, I'm assuming.
And the Diamond.
Really? I love her.
Love Murder.
Owl City.
Yeah.
Really?
Owl City's awesome. They're so good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's so good. Other guilty pleasure bands?
Oh man. I don't know. I'm an open book with what I like. I don't really think anything is lame or anything.
I don't listen to country, so cross
Damn.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really explored that avenue. I can't really say. I
I'm
guess.
happy for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say anything that people would be surprised at. But whatever, yeah. Super cool. I don't know. Mostly anything with like girl singers. I like Iggy. Iggy's pretty cool.
Oh, like Wiz Khalifa, like Juicy J, like all those rappers. I love that stuff.
Fetty.
I
Two
love
Chainz,
all of that stuff.
Fetty Wap is sick. I'm not even gonna lie.
Migos gang, free Offset.
Awesome.
All right, so I know that Chris does write a majority of the music, and he sadly is not here with us. But is there a message that you want people to take away from Kurtz when they listen to it?
I'd say not yet. Once we get more into the album, I'm still trying to figure out what I want people to take away, I guess.
Yeah, from the other stuff, there's old interviews with our old vocals explaining what the last album was about, and then we had an EP called Victimized. He explains that one too. So we'll be doing more stuff like that with Brian explaining kind of like what he's thinking. But I guess this song that we're releasing on Friday is pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah.
And like getting the message across, but I don't know.
Are we allowed to ask for that message, or is that too much of a spoiler?
Not really. I mean, I mean, it's not like you're hearing the song anyway. I wrote it about writer's block because
He wrote a song about not being able to write.
look at that.
Nice.
It's like I don't know. It makes sense when you like hear it, I guess, because it's like I've been kind of out of it for a while. The last serious band I was in, the last show I played since the first current show was August of like 2012 or 13. Like it was like I hadn't been on stage in a few years, and like I had done like singles and stuff like that. I was writing for this band that didn't end up really doing anything, and then another band that didn't really end up doing anything. But like you kind of get out of that creative mindset for a while, and then to go back in is kind of tough, and then you kind of question it, and you're like, what am I doing? Like, how could I have done this before? And then, it's just like a matter of getting back into it, and that's kind of what the song's about, is like finding out, getting back into the swing of something that you love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sounds cool.
It's really cool. I like that a lot. So I had, oh my gosh, I'm just all over the place.
You slacking.
I am slacking. I have a bunch of questions here, and they all seem to be answered already.
Ask them.
But, okay. Well, one of them was what musical, well, this goes back to musical growth, I guess you would say, but now I remember my old question, but I have two questions now. So, is there a musical direction that you would like to see the band go in?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we don't know yet either. We're still trying to figure that out too.
We look at bands like Bring Me the Horizon. They're fucking killing it right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing it. And not that we don't want to be a heavy band. Like, we definitely still want to be heavy, but we also like want to do this for a living, I guess. So we're trying our hardest. We want to be marketable. We still want to be like listenable too. So I don't know.
I guess dynamic is the word. We want to be dynamic. We want to be.
I mean, really though, if you listen to any Currents album, like it's pretty dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of. It's not just straight like heavy, and
it's not like deathcore. Like in the new single, there's going to be, this guy's got some pipes on him, so there's going to be some singing. Surprise!
Uh-oh, look out!
Nice.
Look out, internet!
So you know now.
They sold out.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone just getting ready, angrily waiting at their keyboard, waiting for it to drop.
Yeah, well, now that we know that, I'll make sure not to listen. Thanks.
No, but there's been clean singing in the old Current stuff. All the old stuff was done by me actually. So if you listen to any of it, it's my beautiful voice on there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's a question for you. We keep going on that one.
What direction?
Yeah.
I'd say we want to keep it dynamic. We want to I'd say that's about it. Like pop a song like we want to be able to get on like a heavy tour or like a not so heavy tour.
That's actually a good way to explain it too. We want to be able to be on like. What's it like? Every Time I Die, Real Friends.
Every Time I Die, and Real Friends are like that's
they're touring right now. Like that's fucking crazy.
I think that speaks to Every Time I Die because I was just gonna mention them. Is like you can put them on really any tour and they're not a bad fit.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I love them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so being that you're in the genre you're in, what are you guys like really doing to try and make yourself stand out as a band?
I think it's important. First of all, like the first thing actually management did was get us a brand. So we had that old moon logo with the tears. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. It's You can go on our Twitter or whatever. But we had an older version of that, and we wanted to like spruce it up. So we went to our good friend Mason Starkey. He's an awesome graphic designer. Like we're name dropping all these people, but like seriously, some of the best that we've ever worked with, and he completely blew away our expectations on like what it was, and it does like the moon and tears, like it does have a meaning, but it's not important. But that's kind of our brand now. It's like you look at that moon thing, and that's like anything else, like the 100th, the keys, like those keys, whatever, like that's 100. So like we want people to look at the moon thing and be like, oh my god, like it's crazy. Like we've had people buy the shirts. I don't know if this is good or bad, but we've had people buy our shirts because of that logo. Like girls that come, oh, I just like it. It's like really cool. And I'm like, all right, yeah, here you go, $20.
Exactly. And then it's cool too because like I don't know, it's nice to have like a brand. It's something that even something little like that is going to set you apart.
Absolutely.
Something interesting about you. Do you remember a band called Your Demise?
Yep.
They had this T-shirt design where it was just like their name in like this simple font and a bunch of different colors. Picked up instantly. People would buy it all the time. I don't know, it just caught on people. Just any kind of something to differentiate you from everybody else. It's kind of you have to. You have to
try things though. You have to try things before you find something that's gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. And not to say like you need like a gimmick or something like that because like a brand, it's not a gimmick. But then you have bands that are like they'll do like the whole costume thing.
Yeah, I mean like no hate on those.
Yeah, exactly, which is cool. It's like if that's how you want to express yourself. Yeah, exactly. That's sick.
Well, we try to. I don't even know how to explain it. Like that's such a good question. Like we're just trying to make a name for ourselves in like our own way and like with guidance from now we have outside people that are helping us. But the brand thing is definitely important. If you're going off something like I don't know if that question was aimed at like bands that are trying to make a name for themselves, like definitely just get your brand set, looking your merch game on point, pretty much. Pretty much what it comes down to. Like I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a tiny band, especially, it's pretty important.
Like we're still a very small band. Like don't take us the wrong way.
We're insignificant. So.
Yeah, but we're trying. We're trying to do stuff that the big guys are doing to make a name.
Trying to be that next 100th with that merch game.
I guess. I mean, people seem to like the merch. Like we do sell it. So, and like thank you to everyone who's purchased something from us, and that really means a lot to us. So.
Awesome. On that note, that concludes the interview portion of this. All right. So now, normally we would showcase like the song of the band, but the debut single with Ryan and the band does not come out till Friday. But we have a special treat for all of our viewers at home that are wondering what Ryan would sound like in this band. A while back, he recorded when Northlane was doing their whole entire search for a vocalist thing. He decided to enter the competition. Although he did not win, his cover is really good and showcases what is in store for the future occurrence. So, without further ado, I am going to play this, and hopefully you will all enjoy it. Alright. Let's hope this up.
You, Mike.
What?
You, Mike.
Yep, muting it. don't know what's going on.
Apparently, for whatever reason, it's not playing, according to the audience, so we are going to retry that. Take 2. Alright. Because technology hates us today, we are sadly going to have to bail on the Northland cover. However, Currents does have a new song coming out Friday. You should all check it out. It's going to be pretty dope. These boys have really big things coming for us. Sorry about technology. The technology gods are just not working in our favor tonight. However,
Yeah, whatever.
Tisk.
All good.
Yeah.
alright. And basically, Ollie from the grave is saying that he is cursed. He has placed the Babetalk curse on us.
Thanks, Ollie.
Alright, but seriously, from the behalf of Babetalk, from the behalf of Ollie, who sadly is basically sitting on the sidelines like an injured football player right now, we want to thank Currents for coming on the Babetalk podcast tonight. We want to thank Melissa, and we want to thank Sarah. Before we go, there is something that we do want to address. This morning, there were 2 journalists on a news report who were shot to death by a disgruntled employee. And on behalf of journalists everywhere, such as ourselves, we just want to show our support for them, their families, the news station in Virginia. We're all the same blood, and we should all honestly stick together, and we are going to be standing by everyone, sending thoughts, prayers, whatever you believe in, just any sort of positive vibes, and I recommend that everyone watching home does the same. It's a very sad and dark moment, but in these moments there is light, and I know that everyone will be able to pull through. And on that note, thank you once again, Currents, for coming on.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say before we stop this?
Babetalk rules, and definitely listen to our single on Friday, because it's going to come out on Friday. No, but really, thank you, and hopefully we get to do this again sometime.
For sure, dude. All right. Babetalk, out.